Hey y'all, listen. It's a late night. It's 9:44, and going live on um I'm only going live on YouTube. No, for no particular reason. I'm just only going live on YouTube. I just don't feel like dealing with all the other social medias right now. But I came on here for a couple of reasons. It's motivational hour, motivational time to motivate, and let's just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just talk about it. It's a few things that I want to talk about, and since this is my platform, I think I could talk about it. Either way, so listen. Just recently, I was sick. Like I was very, very sick. Sick. Like I was sick. You know what I'm saying? Like I could not really do anything on my own. Um, I needed help, like with just so many things. You know what I'm saying? Like so many things. So anyway, to make a long story short, during this process of me being sick, I started having, if you want to say like downloads or epiphanies or, whatever, I just started learning a lot of stuff and paying attention to a lot of stuff that was going on around me, um, within people, within situations. I started to listen to things that were unsaid, but they were definitely seen. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of little things that was going on that I was able in this time of being sick to kind of really pay attention to. One of them that really, really irked my nerves, really, really irked my nerves. When people are sick, right? And you say to them, tell me if you need me, or if there's any, or you ask them, is there anything that I could do for you? If you don't really mean that, don't say it. Like you really don't have to say that. You could just call someone and say, hey, I'm just checking on you. And you could just leave it at that. Because I cannot tell y'all how many people was like, tell me if you need something or is there something I could do? And then if I challenge them, because I don't know why I really didn't need anything, but if I challenged them and I was like, oh yeah, I need such and such and such, or do you think you could get whatever, 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 or can you do this? Then they was looking crazy or they was sounding crazy on the phone. Baby, let me tell y'all something. Stop saying things that you really don't mean, or stop offering things that you don't really want to do. You just saying it because you feel like it's the right thing to do. Like we have to stop living in that world where we doing things because we feel like this is the right thing to do. Because half the time it be a lie. Or it be like you really don't mean that. Like that's not really something that you want to do. So that thing frustrated me because I felt like, why do people feel the need to offer something that they don't have or be something that they know that they're not? Why do they feel the need to do that? Because it was altogether like strange to me that people would feel pushed to say that, or they would feel, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like I really don't know. But we have to get into a space to where we are honest with ourselves and we are honest with others, and the only way to get into those spaces is to be truthful when you speak. We go around all the time saying speak your truth, speak your truth, speak your truth, speak your truth. Well, speak your truth in everything. Like if you don't plan to help someone do something, or you don't plan to be there for them in a time of their need, don't offer. Don't offer. Just tell them like I'm just checking on you, or I'm sending prayers your well, I'm meditating, I'm sending positive energy, or whatever. Like whatever it is your thing to say. But I think people should start speaking with more intention of what their true intention is. That's part of like living your truth. If someone asks you to do something and you can't do it and you say no, then the answer is no. That's speaking your truth. That's being honest with yourself and honest with them. Okay. I ain't gonna rant on that because y'all know on Motivation Hour I can rant and rant and rant and rant and rant about something. I think that was like my biggest thing though. And I think something else that kind of bothered me when I was sick is like People call you and they know like, oh, you sound bad, or oh, you sick, or you know what I'm saying, and they instantly go into what they need from you, especially if you're in high demand. You know what I'm saying? They go into what they need and what they want from you. And I was thinking like, in my mind, I was thinking like these people are insane. Some of the people I was talking to, I said they got to be crazy. I have this little joke all the time that I say, like, I'm convinced everybody on drugs. But I'm convinced that people just didn't like it didn't even make a difference to them, or maybe they was uncomfortable with the fact that I was sick. I don't know what the situation was, because maybe they was uncomfortable with the fact that I was sick and they didn't know how to carry on the conversation, like, how you doing, is everything okay, well, what's wrong, or whatever. Maybe they didn't know how to carry that conversation on to instantly come in and want something. You have someone that is sick, they're tired. And I see a lot of people do this all the time. And I see people getting up and doing things when they're sick or when they don't feel good, or feeling obligated to support someone in something when they don't feel good, or when they can't do it, or they don't have the strength to do it, or whatever. I don't feel obligated. I don't. I didn't feel obligated. But I felt that, when did we become so uncompassionate for people, for people's situations, that we just decide, like, even if you going through something, I need something. I think that's the misconception of loving yourself. You know what I'm saying? I think that people taking that loving yourself a little far when you become uncompassionate for others around you and what they're going through, or what, and yes, it has nothing to do with you, and yes, it's completely out of your control, but at the same time, you cannot be a burden to someone else because of you feel like you have a need and you need them to fulfill your need at that moment. So how the heck did we get to this place that we are so uncompassionate to one another, to what we think, to what we feel? I was amazed by the amount of people that was still calling me and expecting me to do things, expecting me to carry on with tasks. It was weird. It was a strange, like, it was very strange to me. It was very strange to me. So, like I said, during this process of me being sick, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about people that are around me. I learned a lot about myself, and um what I put first, and what people may feel I put first. And so I had to kind of like examine myself and think like, okay, am I putting my authentic self out there? Because why would they feel that not it's out of control for them to come and require this, or for them to say these different things to me during my process of being sick or being healed? And I know they say, like, when you're healed, the people gonna always come, but at the same time, people need to learn to be compassionate and to be a little bit understanding of someone else's situation, even if it has nothing to do to you with you and you can't control it. You still can control you. Like, you literally can control you. No, you can't control anybody else, and you can't control how they feel or what they think or anything like that. But you can control you, and you can think to yourself, do I really need this right now? Why this person is sick, or why they're going through something? Or is this something that I could really handle? So it showed me that it was more people than I imagined or thought that were codependent on me. Codependency is big with me. Like, I'm big with people not being codependent upon me, because codependency will, like, have you missing what it is that you need in life, because you're waiting for me to you're waiting for me to make a major decision for you that I should not be making. That's what codependency does. There are situations where people are codependent on others and they're looking for their approval for things when you should be approving it yourself. So it showed me that there are a ton of people that are codependent upon me. And that made me sad. That completely made me sad. It made me sad because it made me feel as a coach that I was not meeting the expectation of them finding the answers within, or being able to go within and be compassionate enough to say, wait a minute, is this something that I really need? Is this something that can wait until this person feels better? Or I can make this decision myself. So, my big thing now is I want people not to need me. And that's what I'm going to be driving. I don't want people to need me or feel like they need me. I want them to be able to not need, but more so just come when they need advice or come when they need that push or whatever the case may be. But I don't want them to be so codependent that if something happens to me today or tomorrow, then they are stuck or lost in a situation or in a mindset or in a mind state that they can't get out of. So I decided I was going to scale back from a couple of things in life, a lot of things. I do a lot of things. I'm everywhere doing a whole bunch of stuff. And so I decided I was going to scale back. And it's so strange because I told a couple of people, like, I said, right now, I'm just kind of like within myself. I'm not really talking to anybody and I'm not upset with anybody. I'm just not talking at this moment. I'm just not talking at this moment. I'm just kind of like in myself. I'm just within myself. Just kind of like processing, you know what I'm saying? Like processing life and processing me being sick and processing me as a coach, processing me as a healer, processing all these little bitty things in my life that I do. And I'm processing them, you know? And I'm almost like checking myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm checking myself because sometimes you have to sit still, shut up, and almost like be sick in order to get a true understanding of what's happening in your life, what's going on, what's like. Sometimes you have to sit in a quiet space, like in a quiet room. A lot of people like it's too quiet in your house. I cannot be. It is very quiet in my house. It's very peaceful in my house. Sometimes there's music going. Sometimes there's nothing going except you can hear the AC blowing. But other than that, there's nothing really going on at all. There's nothing really going on at all. Just me processing. So that was like my 15-minute. I was sick, and this is my rant, and these are some things. And there's some other things that I'm learning. I learned, and there are some things that I probably will talk about in some of my other lives. But today, I'm just kind of like motivational hour. You can't be so codependent on someone that you can't thrive you can't thrive, not just survive, but you can't thrive without them. You feel me? Because you have to be able to think for yourself. You have to be able to move and be motivated for yourself. Yes, when you have a coach or you have a therapist or you have friends or whatever, they're going to give you that little push. They're going to give you that understanding of different things. But at the same time, everything around you cannot shut down when that person is not with you or around you, or you can't talk to them, or like you cannot do that. That's more of a hindrance than it is um that's more of a hindrance than that is of a support. So just watch, like be more intentional about people around you and what your expectation of them is, even when they're sick, even when they're out of town. And ask yourself when you're saying, I need this person to do this thing for me, or I need to ask this person, can they do this thing for me? Ask yourself, can I do this myself? Like, can I do this myself? Is this something that I can do on my own? Do I really need them to do this? Ask yourself that. Codependency is serious. It's very serious for you to be codependent on people and people to be codependent on you. It's serious. So my other thing was the mental state of people. And when you tell them something, I noticed lately, like when you I noticed when you tell someone something, like you could say to them, like I keep telling a lot of people, like I'm going to retire. I am going to retire. And what is frustrating me is that people are obsessing over these words. I am going to retire. They're literally obsessing over these words. And maybe they're obsessing because they're like, wait a minute, I still need such and such and such and such. Well, I'm not going to retire today or tomorrow or next week, or maybe not even next year, but I'm going to retire. And so in my mind, I have to constantly remind myself, like, I'm going to retire. I am going to retire. That's for me. But people are obsessing over this and then they're moving strangely. So I noticed that when people talk to others, like they're talking to them and they're telling them something that's in their near future, or that doesn't really affect them personally, but it affects the fact that they will no longer be in a capacity or in a space, or like I'm going to retire. And so I will no longer be doing certain things. People be obsessing. I find that obsessive behavior has grown so much. Like people are obsessing over certain things. And I have to look at some people sometime and tell them, stop obsessing. Like, stop obsessing. It's not really a condition. It's not really a situation. It's just stop obsessing. Calm your mind, like calm your mind down. As soon as someone tells you something, or someone um gives you some kind of critical criticism, or what, you don't have to obsess. Relax. Like, relax. I don't know where this obsessive behavior comes from, because I don't remember people always obsessing this way. And that's the reality. I don't remember people always obsessing this way. The obsessive nature of people is scary. It is scary. I told one of my friends we were talking yesterday, day before yesterday, I can't remember what day it was, but we were talking, and we were talking about a particular situation. And I told her, I said, do you remember when Selena, the singer, Bitty Bitty Bumba, do you remember when her manager ended up hurting her because she was obsessed with her? She was like, people get this obsession with others, or with others' lives, or with other situations, things that don't even have anything to do with them, and then they cannot break free. When you find that you are obsessing about something, tell yourself, stop obsessing. Like, you have to be able to move from thing to thing to thing to thing. And I know people are going to say, well, it's a condition, and where did this condition come from? Where did it come from? What makes you obsess? Because when you start obsessing, then you start moving in these strange ways. And then you start losing friends, you start messing up jobs, things start just falling away. You have to be able to control your mind and say, why am I obsessing over this situation? Why am I so upset? Why am I so frustrated? Or why is this bothering me? Why am I repeating this thing over and over and over and over again? We have to get into a space that where we're not obsessing. Life is going to happen. Like literally, life is going to happen. My life be going smooth one day, and the next day it'd be like doing 80 flips. And I'd be like, what happened? what happened? But guess what? The show must go on. You must continue. You must continue. If you take that one negative thing and you keep obsessing over it and you keep up, you're missing 30 other positive things around you. Literally, you are literally missing 30 other positive things around you. So, how can I stop obsessing? People ask, how can I talk to yourself? I talk about self talk a lot. I talk about self talk a lot. How you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself, how you respect yourself, how you love yourself, how you do different things in your life. But obsession is one thing that, along with codependency, that we have to learn to function back. We have to ask ourselves, why? Why am I doing this? What makes me have this emotion? Why am I obsessing over this thing that this person said? And I'm continuing to obsess over it. Why am I so codependent on my parents or my brothers or sisters or my loved ones, or I'm codependent upon um, finding reassurance in people for things that are happening in my life? Why? Why? Ask yourself why. So another thing, as I've been processing, and I noticed that a lot of people are talking about affirmations and I am, and I, and I feel, and so I said I wanted to start maybe at the end of each of one of my little sessions and of talking about the why of, like, we talked about obsession, we talked about codependency, and not in depth, but just on the surface of it, um, is to express something about spirituality. So affirmations are great. They are wonderful. And I know at this point in the world, everybody is spiritual. Everybody is spiritual. And I think that people are forgetting because spirituality has gone from a way of life to a fad of life. And I don't think people really know or understand that spirituality has been in this world for a very long time. But a lot of people did not show themselves the way that they show themselves now because of what the society says or what the world says. So for us not to cause drama, we decided to keep peace and we just practice who we are, just who we are. So just to help some people out, when you're saying your affirmations, you can move to different ones. Of course, I am loved, I am beautiful, I am kind, I am sweet, I am powerful. But you also got to go to I feel. I feel loved. I feel power. I feel peace. And then I do. I do love. I do provide peace. I do provide power. And then I love. I love love. I love peace. I love power. I love strength. And then to I speak. I speak love. I speak power. I speak strength. And then to I see. I see love. I see power. I see strength. And then to understanding. I understand love. I understand power. I understand strength. You have the ability and you have the greatness within yourself to change so many different aspects of your life. Tap into all of them. Literally tap into all of them. Do not limit yourself because the world is limitless. No matter what's happening in the world, no matter what's going on around you, things that you can see and things that you cannot see, tap into yourself within who you are, your strength, your power, your guidance, your love, your support, what you see, what you feel, what you taste. Ask yourself when you find yourself doing behaviors that are not congruent to your growth, why am I doing this? Who am I? What direction am I going in? Talk to yourself. You would be surprised at how yourself answers. You will be surprised of the changes that start to transpire within yourself by you talking better to yourself. So that is my motivational hour. This is an exclusive because YouTube is the only place that I posted this. I'm gonna post it on my podcast, but definitely YouTube is the only place that I have posted this tonight. So I love y'all as usual. I appreciate y'all as usual. I honor y'all as usual. I feel love from y'all as usual. I feel honor from you all. I speak peace in your life. I speak strength in your life. I speak motivation in your life. I understand that people are on a journey. And understand and be gentle to yourself and know that you are on a journey. And that sometimes the journey is not going to be like a easy or a wonderful journey. It's just going to be a journey, and the journey is going to take you down roads that you never expected, that you never wanted to go. But learn something from every space and every capacity that you're in because it's the only way for you to grow. It's the only way for you to grow. I love y'all with everything that is within me. Follow, like, share, subscribe on every platform: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. What did I say? Facebook already? I said Facebook, Instagram, all of them. Every platform there is. It's Zipmouth Motivation, Zipmouth21, Demasha K, Coach Demasha K. Follow, like, subscribe. I follow back. So if you follow me, I'm definitely following you back. I love y'all and good night.